Hey folks. Okay, so this is going to go over your reader response paper, or papers, I should say. So your reader response is basically exactly how it sounds. You are going to read something or watch something, and you're going to respond to it. So I do give you on your rubrics a few questions to try to lead you to a general direction so that you're not just kind of staring at a blank, screen going, I have no idea what to do. So let's say, for example, you have read now A Rose for Emily, and that's what your reader's response is on. What I want you to do is I want you to react to the story. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What was interesting about it? What did you find odd? How did this reading make you feel? Or is it something you wish you never read? What's one thing that stood out to you? What is one question you might have for the author, regardless of the fact that he is no longer with us? Okay, so just quite literally, sorry, I'm trying to wait for something to download or upload. Because I'm trying, anyway. What are your thoughts about the piece in general? So for example, for A Rose for Emily, maybe your thought is, why is Toby even mentioned if he has such a minimal part? Or why did it do it? I don't know what a mail drop is. No. So quite literally first person opinion based. I liked A Rose for Emily because it drove me crazy because this was interesting. I'm not quite sure why you made us read this. Anything like that is basically how you are engaging with the text and responding to it. Now, maybe you found a particular line or quote to be interesting and you want to include it. So just remember that you have to cite it. And then with that citation, you have to provide a works cited page. So that's just something that's pretty important. Remember that these reader responses need to be in 12-point font, Times New Roman, double spaced. You need a heading and a header. You do not need a cover page. Please do not include a cover page. This is to be 2 to 3 pages. Again, it's completely opinion based. You are answering these questions in an essay form, just a very informal essay. But again, quite literally responding to it. Okay, just let your ideas flow, I guess, so to speak. So you'll notice on your rubric, I'm going to share my screen real fast. I figure out there it is. Okay, so here's your reader response rubric. You have the assignment. It's for you to come to a better understanding and engagement with text. Okay. Some of these texts can be difficult to get through, which is why I have these, because if it was hard for you, then maybe by talking about it, it'll become easier. Okay. Some of you also have discussion posts about the text, which should also help. You are trying to grasp the idea behind the text more. So for example, A Rose for Emily is about change and tradition. So you could point out other things. Maybe there's another reading that you've read that reminds you of A Rose for Emily, or maybe there's a video. Maybe you watched the YouTube video of A Rose for Emily. Okay, so you have 4 criteria that you need to meet. You need to have an analysis, which means that I am looking for you, even though you are responding to it, to provide some type of analysis within your response. So dive into something that intrigued you or interested you or you thought was odd and analyze it. Okay, take it apart, break it down, provide some context. Okay, so talk about the reading, talk about specifics from the reading that lets me know that you read it. That does not necessarily mean that you have to quote it. However, you can as well, and that would also apply to context. Organization, make sure that it flows. It's not all over the place. It's not jumbled. And then of course your writing mechanics and citations. If you do quote the text, that you're providing a proper either inline or parenthetical citation and a works cited page. Your writing mechanics also shows that you are writing in Times New Roman 12-point font. You have double spaces. You have heading. You have headers. You have maybe a title. No cover page. Okay, and that you are following the standard conventions of grammar. meaning that you're using proper verb tense, proper, oh my gosh, point of view. I couldn't think of the term, sorry. Okay, so just make sure that you at least try to hit all those marks. Provide some type of analysis within your initial thoughts. Okay, so for a rose for Emily, perhaps you want to talk about the very ending, how they found a piece of gray hair lying with Homer's dead body, decomposed body. Okay, why would what made the author write this? How are people writing such sickening things? And then you could talk about maybe that you didn't first get that the first go around, and that it took a few read throughs to get to that. The analysis of it could be that you came to the conclusion that Emily was sleeping with Homer's dead body. And that the jump could be made that prior to the body being decomposed, she was sleeping with Homer's dead body. Okay, so try to see where you can go within your interpretations of the readings. But that is about it for your reader responses. If you have questions, always send me an email, comment on the video, whatever you got to do. All right, bye guys.